What's going on today, guys? In this video we're going to be doing some basic maintenance on the Elantra to hopefully solve a problem that I've noticed creep up here in the last couple months, and it has to do with the idle. But basically we're going to be changing the spark plugs in this video. Hopefully that solves the issue. I kind of doubt it myself because some of the coil packs have some weird marks on, which could be causing a grounding issue or something like that. But this is going to be the starting point. We're going to be changing the spark plugs. Now, I guess to explain this problem a little further, basically my car's developed this like rough idle slash dipping idle on and off. It's not a consistent thing by any means. Even though the last couple of days it's been more consistent. It won't happen at every light. It won't happen at every stop sign, at every idle. It just basically happens randomly at idle. But basically the RPMs will dip down to around like 600 RPMs from where like 750 or whatever it idles at. It's not a lot, but it's enough to shake the whole car, kind of make it judder in a way. And it's a little concerning, but the car seems to run fine otherwise. So I haven't been in a huge hurry to get this done, but I figured this is the easiest thing to do, even though these plugs are rated at like 80 to 100,000 miles. So in theory they shouldn't need replaced, but we're just going to start here. And then if it's not these plugs, or if that doesn't help, then we'll look into maybe the coil packs and some of the other parts that are easy to replace on this car. But for now, we're gonna start with the spark plugs, and I'm show you guys how to do it. So here are the spark plugs I went with. These are just the NGK laser iridium OEM replacements. This is what's in the car already. There's a part number if anyone's curious. I got these from Rock Auto because that was the cheapest place I could source 100% genuine ones and not knockoffs or anything like that. I believe it was like $36, $37, something like that for all four of them. So that's what I went with. If you guys want to check it out, I'll leave the link in the description. Now, spark plugs on this car shouldn't take very long to change, but as always, I got to make things more difficult by having the Megan Racing strut tower bar. But first, you guys want to remove this cover, obviously. Just like that, easy enough. Set that aside. And here are the coil packs on top of the plugs right here. Those are easy enough to get off. I believe it's like a 10 millimeter, don't quote me. Not at all what I wanted.
I think this is a reflection of how.
So as you guys can see, I have removed one end of the strut bar. It is flexible enough to lift it up without removing the cowl, which is nice. Basically just moves it out of the way for you. Makes it easier to get to the spark plugs and stuff like that. So anyways, now 10 millimeter socket to remove the coil pack, and then you'll want to use the extension with a spark plug tool to remove the spark plugs. There's the first spark plug, and as you guys can see, it's not in the best condition, I guess. It doesn't look terrible, but the threads have quite a bit of oil on them. The tips, I mean, faintly white, but it doesn't look like anything super severe, but you guys can let me know what you guys think of the condition of that spark plug. Now here's the new one compared to the old one. Now these plugs do come within the correct gap setting, although I'm going to go ahead and double check all the new ones just to make sure they are the same. What I'm going to set the new one to as well, if it's not already gapped like that, which is, yep, it's dead on. So I just wanted to show you guys what the spark plugs look like. I'm calling this 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure if that's exactly how it is, but here's 1, 2, 3, and 4 all in order here. And as you can see, 1 and 2 are definitely have the most oil on the threads, and I don't know, look in the worst condition, and 2 and 4, or 3 and 4 don't look as bad. These have 41,000 miles. I do believe that the previous owner or anybody didn't have them change in the first 13,000 miles because there's really no reason to. So these should have about 41,500 miles on them, which again is a little early to be changing spark plugs, but I got a few recommendations on a good place to start for my idling issues, so that's where I went ahead and started. Now this is the PCV system on this car, I do believe, from what I've talked to, and these hoses I guess have a tendency to collapse on at least the 1.8s. I'm not sure about the 2.0. Now it does look like, you know, everything looks fine. I haven't tried to look and peel back this foam a lot. It feels pretty nice and firm to me. You know, it doesn't feel like it's collapsing on itself via vacuum or anything, but that is also a very cheap part. I found a brand new out of the box one for like 13 bucks on eBay. So I guess the most expensive part of this would either be the spark plugs and the coil packs. This is cheap to replace. A couple of the other sensors, like the crank positioning sensor, that's another cheap sensor I found online. So there's a lot of cheap stuff, but when you start replacing all of it, it kind of does add up. Now if you guys have any experiences with the idle issue on the 1.8 with the just dipping periodically, or just rough idles in general, please leave a comment down below. I will take a look at all the comments as usual and reply to any I find interesting, or if I have questions for you guys that might have a fix or suggest a fix, I will definitely comment and reply to you guys. So please leave everything down in the description below and I will be sure to take a look. Now because it's such a nice day outside, I think it's about 60 degrees outside, I'm going ahead and clean the air filter just because it needs cleaned. It hasn't been done in a while. I'm going to do that, re-oil it, and I'll put it back on, and then we'll go ahead and button everything else up. So basically, to clean these Canon air filters, all you need is the recharge kit, which I have over there off camera. Comes with the cleaner as well as aerosol oil to oil it after you have cleaned it and let it dry. Now it says to apply the cleaner and let it sit for 10 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and soak this thing in cleaner, let it sit for a few minutes, and then go ahead and rinse it out in the sink. Alright, so I've buttoned up everything back in the engine bay, put the cover back on, put the filter on, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I know this is kind of like a maintenance video, pretty boring, but figured I'd make it because it would document my idle problems and see what I replaced before the idle issue seemed to go away. So like I said, today we did the spark plugs, and we'll see what that does, if it does anything. If that doesn't fix it, like I said, we'll probably go to coil packs and try some other stuff. I guess one other thing that I did try already is I cleaned the throttle body. I unbolted it and cleaned all the carbon buildup and stuff out of there. So that is clean, and now the spark plugs are brand new, and the air filter is nice and clean. So please hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this video. Also, if you guys have any recommendations, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear it. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.